Hey there, welcome or welcome back as the case may be. Happy New Year. I'm Mick and I have seed orders to unpack with you guys today, but it's in the 20s out here, and if you know me, you know I don't do this. So let's take this back inside, shall we? Okay, that's much better. And I'm actually in a sunny spot right here, so it feels okay. I like to hang out with y'all outside, but not today. So these 3 envelopes have arrived since I made you the video about knowing which seeds you need to order. And at the end of this one, I'm gonna put the playlist up that contains that video so you can get caught up on all of the starting your garden stuff, okay? Also, one other thing to watch for in this video is at the end, I'm gonna ask you a question for you to answer in the comments. So hang in there and see what we got. All right, let's do this. You ready? I'm gonna go in the order that I order. The order that I order. I'm going to open these envelopes in the order of which company I look at first. I start with Am I Gardener because they have an amazing selection. Their seeds are $2 a pack. They do free shipping for orders over $12. I do need to tell you that Am I Gardener had a big sale in like August, so I got a lot of my seeds then. But let's see what is in this. Purple Ruffles basil. So we grow a bunch of basil here, like 5 or 6 different varieties, and we didn't have purple ruffles, and we love purple food in this house, so we're adding that one. Oxheart carrots. I got these because we grow on clay and carrots are difficult. So these are short, stubby carrots, and they should do better for me. I had to replace my corn. There it is. Corn seeds are one of the ones that aren't gonna last for years and years and years. Most of your seeds will be fine. You can keep them in a cool, dry environment and they'll be all right for, I'm not gonna say forever, but for a very long time. But corn is not in that group. New Market More cucumbers, because I ran out of those. I am currently on a quest to get all the varieties of nasturtium and all the varieties of calendula that I can. It's a ridiculous quest, but it's fun, and the calendula is medicinal, so I feel justified in it. Like in a few years when I'm gone from this property, my friends who I'm doing the install for are going to have self-seeding calendula and nasturtium of all different sorts of colors and sizes and stuff. So, you know, it's a gift for their future. I can justify it like that, right? Adding to the dill, we have a couple of varieties of dill, but we have an oak tree that has a lot of tent caterpillars in it. And so I'm gonna be planting it full with dill and fennel in that gill to try to attract some parasitic wasps to take care of the caterpillars. Wasps infect the caterpillars. Little baby wasps come out of the caterpillars. No more caterpillar. I did replace a little bit of lettuce because I was a little low on my lettuce seeds. Just red romaine and some freckles. I love the freckles. Shallots. So I started my onions with y'all a month or two months ago. I don't remember. I started my onions with y'all and none of the shallots came up. So I had ordered my shallots from a different company and I have replaced them with Am I Gardener just in case it was an inventory problem with the other company. But this happens to be the same variety of shallot I was trying to grow anyhow. And more sunflowers because, you know, and more beets because they're delicious. And I just went with a mix on this one. That's what I got from Am I Gardener this time. I will show you that the time when they had the sale and I got a bunch, I got tomatoes and they're dark tomatoes mostly. I replaced some Cherokee purples. I was running low on those seeds. But yeah, just lots of different tomato varieties. So I think I have 24 varieties of tomatoes that I'm growing this year. So after I shop at Am I Gardener for their selection and for their prices, I moved to Mary's Heirloom Seeds. Mary's one that I found last year through a friend who lived in Florida. And Mary has since moved to Texas, so she is now a local seed supplier to me, or semi-local. Texas is, that's like being local to Europe, not local to a country over there. It's just, it's huge, all right? So Mary also has excellent prices. She has a good selection and she's building up more all the time. And she's an independent, so I like to support independence. And she also includes gifts. More sunflowers. It's awesome that she sent black oil sunflowers as the free gift, because these are the ones that I feed to the chickens. I grow a big sunflower head for them and then I just cut it off and I give them the head. More dill for the dill project that I told you about. So I got lemongrass from Mary's, and I've talked to you a little bit about this, but I ordered lemongrass seed in 2020. My this year's and last year's and stuff are getting a little tricky since it's the second today. But I had lemongrass seed, I thought, from another company, and it all grew and it all had red bases and it didn't quite smell like lemons, and I thought that was a little bit weird. And then come to find out, this company had a problem. Some of their lemongrass seed was actually citronella grass seed, and that's what I got. So the company refunded me, but they advised me not to order their lemongrass right now. So I went with Mary's. So thank you, Mary's, for sourcing some lemongrass. I have some black cumin, and I'd ordered some black oil sunflowers, so more. That's awesome. I love them. I'm trying the white boar pumpkin. I don't know if this is the exact one, but I know that pumpkin pie is typically made from a white pumpkin, and there was actually a bunch of people this fall talking about, oh my gosh, I had no idea pumpkin pie came from a squash. Pumpkin is a squash. It just happens to be a white pumpkin. But I think this might be the one, but if I'm wrong, then I'm just gonna grow it for a different purpose, and that's fine too. And then we get into some flowers that I got from Mary's. Hi, Bobo. Haven't seen Bobo in a while, huh? Hello, lady. Okay, can you get off the table for a little bit and we'll play with you later? Bye. Sorry, she was right here in the middle of my seeds and my knife and everything, and she's back. Flowers. I got some snapdragons. I got 2 packets of the Texas and Oklahoma wildflower mix because I intend to seed this in the green space behind the fence and in my little transition area behind the fence. Here comes the last envelope. I had to get my knife out from under the cat. Just a quick break to say, if you are enjoying this content, and if you've been around here before, if you wouldn't mind subscribing and possibly even hitting like, I would really appreciate it. Thanks so much. This one is Baker Creek. I love Baker Creek. Oh, it's rareseeds.com, by the way. And I love them because they have rare seeds. They have good customer service. They are a little bit pricier, but I will say also that if their seed pack says that it's supposed to have 15 in there, it probably has 25. And they are a company that includes free gifts with their orders. They also can be repetitious in that. This is my 3rd pack of this kind of carrots. That's fine. Bobo has just gotten comfortable underneath the tripod. In case y'all were worried about her comfort, she is fine. Some more corn to replace my old corn, and I did get a few different varieties. So when you grow corn, it can cross-pollinate. Obviously, most things can. Like when your tomatoes cross-pollinate, that shows up in the seed, and then when you plant that seed, it'll grow a tomato that's possibly not true to the parent plant that it came from. But corn, the kernels are the seeds. If this corn fertilized this corn, I would get ears with both kernels and possibly some weirdo mixed kernels. So it shows up immediately in corn because we eat the seed. I have some butterfly peas, and I am going to grow my butterfly peas next to my Peter peppers, and that's just all I'm gonna say about that for now. More basil. I don't know what this one tastes like. I don't care what this one tastes like. I want this flower, and I want all our bees and other pollinators to have this flower. So that's why I'm growing this basil. I have recently grown to be absolutely in love with buckwheat, and I've been growing white buckwheat, and so I'm gonna add in some rose red. It's red buckwheat, but it's pink. You might know that pink is not my favorite color, and that's all right. I can grow pink flowers because they're beautiful, and for the pollinators, and for the nitrogen fixation, and all those good things. I am so excited about this one. This is a lemon balm that tastes like oranges. It's new. They have another lemon balm that has a stronger lemon flavor, but I wanted to go for the orange. If it follows the way that lemon balm germinates for me, it's going to be a royal pain in the butt. I just want to taste this. It's got to be amazing. More snapdragons for our snapdragon adventure that we are building on. And then these, oh, I am so excited about these. So I've showed you my agastache out there, and it had those little coral flowers that look like a shrimp. And now there's 2 new varieties. So this one has the coral flowers, but they have this like dark purple base that's really pretty. And I think that'll look good next to the other one. And this one makes purple flowers. So I'm gonna grow all 3 of those together in my little dry area with my lavenders by the Fuji apple tree. You might notice this on some of your seeds. Baker Creek tells me that because of low germination, they have overpacked this. Now, like I said, they tend to overpack their seeds anyway, but it says germination is gonna be 54% on this. I'm actually gonna start 3 seeds for every plant that I hope to have. A 54% germination rate means that I should start 2, but I'm a fan of overkill in these cases, because why not? I'm gonna have to learn how to cook artichoke for myself, but the main thing is that artichoke makes a beautiful flower. So I showed you the MI Gardener seeds that I got from the sale, mostly tomatoes. I wanted to show you some of the other seeds that I'm gonna be growing this year. I'm gonna be growing a lot of the stuff that I grew last year. I did realize when I was going through pulling out these right here that I didn't find my Kajari seeds, so I'm gonna have to get back on Baker Creek and order some more Kajari melon seeds because I definitely want to grow those again. They were delicious. But that means I'm gonna have to make another Baker Creek order. And I don't want to order just 1 pack because it's wasteful on shipping, it's wasteful on the person who has to pack it, it's wasteful on resources for the company. Kajari is a melon, so I won't need to start that until March. So I'm gonna wait until I know of a few other things that I need from Baker Creek. Before I place that order. So let's take a look at some of the other things that I'm growing this year just to see what's going on and talk about them a little. We're really trying to ramp up the flowers this year. I want to make sure that we have food for pollinators year round. Right now we do still have a couple of flowers out there, or we did before it was 18 degrees last night, that the bees were able to eat on, and I'm not sure what's left today. I do know that the clover is coming in, so that will get them soon. The coreopsis are in, so that will help. And then the calendula are coming in. I'm gonna need to beef up the winter flowers. We're just trying to get as much going out there for pollinators as we can, and as much as possible that can reseed itself. We are adding a bunch of zinnias. Last year we grew a purple giant, and so we're adding a smaller purple. And then we grew the Queen Lime Blush, and we're gonna be adding the Queen Lime and the Queen Lime Red. So those will look pretty all together. I'm excited about them. And I'm excited about this little Cupid mix. They're really pretty bright colors and they're little. So we'll have some bigger zinnias and some smaller zinnias. This is not it for zinnias. My friend and I might have ordered the whole zinnia page from Baker Creek a few months ago. I brought my computer in to show her and I was like, hey, I was looking at this zinnia and this zinnia, and what do you think? And she's like, well, maybe we should get more. And I was like, just start adding them to the cart and we'll figure it out. And so she's like, okay, click, 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 click. And it was all the zinnias and some of the cosmos. Let me just say it's going to be gorgeous out there. I'm gonna try the spotted bee balm again. I have tried them from 2 different companies. I can get them to germinate and I cannot get them to live. So if you have a helpful tip about spotted bee balm, I would appreciate it. I'm gonna try to winter sow some of them, meaning that sometime this week I'm gonna go and put some in the soil and leave them be and see what happens. Definitely doing Moon and Stars watermelon again. We grew Crimson Sweet watermelon and Moon and Stars, and we liked them both, but we liked the Moon and Stars better. They have a prettier plant, I think, and a prettier melon Of course, that's an opinion. We like them, so we're gonna grow them. I'm probably gonna put some behind the fence so that neighbors can have some watermelons too if they want to. And then I wanted to talk briefly about this tomato, which is a bit difficult. I ended up contacting the seed seller last year and found out that brads are touchy and that it was not just me, which was very encouraging. What they told me is that they like heat to germinate. So if you grow this variety, you might do good to start it on a heat mat. They also told me that they don't like being confined. So this is one of the first varieties of tomatoes that I'm gonna start. Typically I start the bigger ones first, but this will be in the first group. I'm gonna start it on a heat mat and I'm gonna try to pot it up at least twice before I put it out. So that's just a little bit of random information for y'all about a tomato variety that is very tasty, quite gorgeous, but a pain in the butt to grow. I'm not kidding you about that. Thanks for hanging out and unpacking seeds with me. So remember, I promised you 2 things for the end of this video. One of those was the question. So here it comes. I want to know, what new variety are you most excited about growing this year? For me, I'm excited to try the Black from Tula tomato. I've been really into the darker tomatoes, the ones that are, they're sweet, but they're also smoky and very savory. And I've really been enjoying that. So I'm growing a lot more dark varieties of tomatoes. So please tell me in the comments, what is new to you that you are excited about growing this year? Okay, and then the other thing I promised you was a link to that playlist that has the video that tells you how to know which seeds to order. That playlist will also include your garden planning, so knowing which plants you need to put where, and planning your seed starting schedule. So I'm gonna put that playlist right up here, and there'll be another video down here for you. Thanks for coming back to join me in this new year. Later, y'all.